Hi guys, Leslie Suarez with EXP here today to talk a little bit more about BoldTrail and specifically the Actions tab, and even from there, how from the Actions tab can we control the campaigns that our leads are on, as well as how do we pick those campaigns and add them to our campaign library. So I'm going to go over all of that information today. We're going to start off on the Contacts tab. Once you're on a contact, you would choose a specific contact. I am using my fake account in BoldTrail so that way I can utilize it to test it out. So I clicked on myself. Once I'm on that specific contact, you'll see their contact information, timeline, and then Actions is going to be on the far right. When you see that Actions tab, you can scroll down. In earlier videos, I show you how to manage this Actions tab, how to add tasks, how to add appointments. We've already gone over search alerts, and now we're at the point where we need to talk about campaigns. So campaigns are preset emails to go out at a specific period of time. These campaigns can be made by BoldTrail or they can be made by you. You can create your own campaigns, but I'd say that that's one of the more difficult things to do in BoldTrail. So understand that there are lots of campaigns that have already been created that you can utilize. You don't need to recreate the wheel here. Under this specific lead, they are on two different campaigns. They're getting the birthday email, so each year on their birthday they will get an email, so I'll show you how to add that to people, as well as everybody in my database is on a specific campaign that I've created called Holidays with Leslie, where 7 times a year on the major bank holidays, non-religious holidays, I shoot out a picture of me and my kids and just say, hey, thanks for using me for all your real estate needs, thinking about you. And so whether that's another realtor, a vendor, a buyer, a seller, a friend, those are emails that can go out to everybody in my database. But I can add specific campaigns as well. So right now when I click add, I see a list of campaigns to choose from. So some of the campaigns that I have is a default buyer, default seller, the open house app, client buyer, new lead buyer. So I have these different campaigns that I can choose from, but they don't tell me anything else about the campaign. But I can choose one of them and hit add, and then this person would then be on the 3 campaigns. Give it 1 second to add that in. So once they're on those campaigns, I would actually have to refresh this to see this 3rd campaign on here. There it goes. We have that core default buyer. I can then delete this campaign, so if I don't want them on it anymore, I can delete it, or I can also pause it. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and pause that campaign. Now, to take it a step back, we talked about how you can add the birthday email campaign. That one can be done underneath each contact. So once you're under contact information, if you click on contact info and then hit edit, which is these blue letters over to the right, you will see that you can edit somebody's information. You can edit their email address, all sorts of stuff, what company they work for, if they have a website, but you can add in their birthday. Once you've added in a birthday for them, it will allow you to send them a text or an email every year on their anniversary. In addition to this annual email that you can set up, I will tell you that there also is an anniversary date that you can set up as well. So for the anniversary date, you can actually put the last time that you closed a property with somebody. So if you have buyers that have purchased a home with you, you can actually put that anniversary date here and then turn on send an anniversary text or email, so that way every year on the anniversary of when they purchased a home with you, they're getting a happy home anniversary email from your database without you having to do anything. So those are 2 types of email campaigns, but pretty simple. So this person is on both of those. But now let's jump into the actual campaigns. So if we go over, this is going to be under marketing. If you click on marketing on the left-hand side, you'll see a few tools like listing machine, present, design center, and one of these is smart campaigns. So we're going to click right here on manage campaigns for smart campaigns. When you land on this page, you'll see 3 tabs across the top. You'll see my campaign, system library, and then templates. Typically in my campaigns, if this is the first time that you've been in here, you're not going to have any campaigns in your database. But you do have campaigns that are in the system library that you can then add to your database. So let's click on this second tab over, which will take you to the system library. And from here, let's look for some campaigns that we might want to use. For example, I can type out the word buyer. When I type out buyer, it'll give me 14 campaigns that are made specifically for buyers. And I can sort through each of these. But to give you a little tip on something that I look at, I really look at the channels and the touches. Channels means which way it's going to communicate with your lead, and touches means how many times it's going to reach out before the end of the campaign. So, and some campaigns could be a year long, some of them could be a month long, some of them can be 3 years long. So doesn't mean that it's a specific time period. But when you look at channels, what this tells you is how it's going to reach out to your lead. So when you see a campaign that just has the word task on it, it doesn't say email or text or anything else, just task. That means that this campaign will not reach out to your buyer on your behalf. It will just add tasks to your calendar, and especially if you've synced your account to your Google account, those will be added to your calendar with their phone number directly in it, and you can call them without having to open up your BoldTrail. So these are great to kind of just keep you accountable, make sure that you're not letting things slip through the cracks, but it's just like a weekly reminder to check in with that buyer. So you have a campaign that's meant for somebody that's actively searching for homes, you have somebody that's actively under contract with you or signed a buyer broker agreement with you. So depending on which step in the process they are of purchasing a home is which campaign they should be on. However, when you look at a campaign that says text, connect call, task, and emails, all of these means that BoldTrail is going to do the majority of the work for you. So it's going to pick up the bulk load of the work so that you don't have to do as much with these leads. You can really just wait for them to come to you at that point rather than you reaching out to them, because it's going to do that work for you. So for example, let's look at default new lead. So this would be great for a buyer that's a new lead, specifically maybe somebody that came to you from the internet. So I can add it to my library by clicking here. I can see that it's a very thorough campaign. It's going to reach out 43 times and it's going to reach out in a variety of ways. But let's look at that campaign. So I can actually click on these blue letters here and it will take me into the campaign itself and show me what is being done. So when a new lead is assigned as a new lead, a lot of the times this will come from somebody going to your website and searching for homes for sale, or from you marking them from a prospect or a sphere to new lead. So by making those specific changes, we'll automatically turn on this campaign. Once you're on this page, you can see each thing that is done. So once somebody is a new lead in your system, you are going to be given a task on your calendar to do something, as well as it's going to encourage you to call that person and leave a voicemail. It actually bosses you around and tells you what to do. It'll tell you like, don't leave a voicemail or leave a voicemail. And it actually correlates with what the next thing does. So listen to the instructions that come from the marketing team of BoldTrail. But then it's going to send a text message from you to the contact 7 minutes after they've been on your website. And it will say, hi, thanks for requesting property information on our site. Just curious, are you currently searching for a property or just browsing right now? Signed, your name. And sometimes you'll get somebody that responds off of this and sometimes they won't. But if they do or they don't, the next day they're going to get an email. And I can look at that email and it will say, hey, thanks for checking out my website, 561leslie.com. Are you looking to buy soon or just browsing at this point? With more information. Then ask some quick questions with a call to action. It's going to remind you to leave them a voice or call them and don't leave them a voicemail. Then it's going to send them a text. And so I can follow through this entire campaign. This campaign goes for 720 days. So you're at about 2 years where this is going to consistently follow up with somebody. And the great thing is that some people will start looking for property on your website and they might not be ready yet. But the fact that you've consistently reached out to them for a year and a half, who do you think they're going to call when it's time for them that they are ready and they have that pre-approval in hand? So I really do like this campaign. Some of the other campaigns that I also recommend is that there is an open house campaign. If you've taken my other classes, you know that there's an open house app that's linked to BoldTrail where if you're having an open house, people can sign in using your phone, smart device, iPad, tablet, and then they will automatically be put on this campaign if you have it on. So anybody that comes from the Open House app, I do recommend that you have this campaign. You can view it. It'll say, hey, thanks for visiting me at my open house. It was nice to meet you. And again, it's following up with them for 120 days after you've met them. I personally have closed several transactions because of this specific campaign. So if you do use the Open House app, please make sure that you add the Open House campaign to your library and that you have it turned on. So you can go through this list and look for different campaigns and add them to your library. Once you've done this with a buyer, you can also do the same thing with the seller. Go ahead and hit enter, and you can look for campaigns that are made specifically for sellers. So you can have somebody that's an active seller or a prospective seller. There's also some nosy neighbor campaigns that just are constantly asking questions like curious what your home is worth. And it's just constantly reaching out so that way you're not allowing the leads that you're working so hard to get. It's hard to get people on your website. It's hard to get this. So once you've gotten them there, don't let them slip through the cracks and make sure that BoldTrail is following up on your behalf. So now we're under My Campaigns. Under My Campaigns, if you've added some in, you will see that they are on. And so you can turn on and off campaigns because over time you might realize that you don't like a campaign. So maybe you didn't like this campaign anymore. You can turn it off by turning off this toggle switch. When it's gray, it means that it will not be an option in the drop-down menu. When it's blue, it will be an option in the drop-down menu on that Actions tab. So go through here, find campaigns that you like, add them to your library. Keep in mind that you can look for campaigns for buyer, seller, and I'd even recommend to put some renter campaigns on here as well. There are a few, and so add those to your library. Make sure that they are turned on. And then last but not least, I will tell you there are going to be future videos about how to create your own campaigns, but I do want to let you know that you can create your own campaigns if you want to. You can either start from scratch by clicking this green button that says add campaign, and you can create your own preset emails, like on day 1 it's going to do this, on day 5 it's going to do this, on day 10 it's going to do this, or on a specific date. There's so many things that you can kind of customize while you create your campaign. But you also can take an existing campaign and clone it and then edit it. So if I wanted to edit this campaign, I can actually clone this campaign and then add actions or remove actions. So know that you can change some of these by coming in here. You can hit edit, you can hit remove, or you can add in a new action. As far as adding in a new action, you can choose email, text, task, making a phone call, adding tags, all sorts of stuff to that list. I would be careful about how many tasks you add if you're adding it to a lot of people in your database, because you don't want 100 tasks to be on your calendar at once. It might be overwhelming. And I also would be cautious about how many texts or emails you add, because when you do send out text messages from BoldTrail, it does give them the stop option at the end of that text. So I would encourage you to use them sparingly so that way they don't unsubscribe by responding with the word stop. But you can add in as many actions as you'd like to. To add in an email, you would choose email. I will tell you that you can look for templates. There are tons and tons of templates out there. So if you wanted to do a Halloween one, just know that these templates are here for you. You can either use them as they are or come in here and edit them a little bit. But you can add those to the campaign actions, and you just add and add and add until you have it built the way that you want it to be. You always can come in here and edit. You can edit when it starts, who it applies to, as well as each of the actions underneath. So I hope that this has helped you with the Actions tab to make sure that you understand what campaigns you can add, how to add them in. I hope this makes your day a little bit bolder and a little bit brighter. Good luck with BoldTrail today, guys.